on July 3rd, Prince William showed up on a pre-recorded podcast with the Kelce brothers. It was amazing. They're both kind of hairy. They're both really lovable. And it was a great event. People really liked it. He showed up. He was a good sport. It was just nice. 10 days later, Harry shows up on Joe Marler. We'll See You Now. I put it back to back just because it's the job titles. Let's watch it and we'll discuss.
Today is the 6'3" prince from London, England. That's right, the president of the English Football Association, the vice-royal patron of the Welsh Rugby Union, the Duke of Cambridge, the Duke of Cornwall, the Lord of the Isles, Prince of Great Stewart of Scotland, Earl of Chester, and the Prince of Wales. Ladies and presenters, please welcome His Royal Highness Prince William!
That is quite an intro, guys. Amazing.
We had to do it big for you. Had to do it big.
All right, now we've got this one. 10 days later.
British Army veteran, Prince of England, Duke.
Full name.
Henry Charles Albert David, Duke of Sussex.
It's a long one.
Yeah. All right, Jake.
Wow, what the?
I need your thoughts on that because for me, one was happy, full of life, high energy. Prince William was so happy to be there and really liked the Kelce brothers. And Harry just seemed, what's the word? Uncomfortable. Not to mention when asked what his roles were, he was like, I'm father and all this stuff. And that's great. But it did remind me of the Queen saying, in effect, Harry's left all this behind to become a nanny for Archie.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that it was a disaster. I think it was a branding disaster. I think it was a reputational disaster, Harry's appearance.
Why?
Well, I did a show with it afterwards where we took, and my producer Ben got all the clips, that's it, all the scatological humor, all the stupid jokes about soiling yourself while driving a car on the motorway, about their mate who'd, relieved themselves in a shower and hadn't cleared it up. And it was so puerile and gross and pathetic. And do you know what? It made Harry look like somebody who was trying to say, oh, look at me, aren't I naughty? And everybody's like, the only person you're embarrassing, mate, is yourself. It's like me where, and my kids actually, thank God, don't do this anymore. But when they're kind of 6 or 7 or 8, they do this kind of stuff. Like you'll be somewhere public and they'll shout "bum" or something and think that they're being absolutely hilarious. And one of the things that you have to teach children is that it's not embarrassing for other people. It's embarrassing for them. And that fundamentally, I think, was what most people felt who managed to get through the whole podcast. I mean, it's very interesting how few watch hours it actually had. So you can see a lot of people have clicked on to start watching it and then have just gone, this is pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. And it captures very neatly, because it was to promote Invictus, right? So it captures very neatly the problems that come with this patron.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was an absolute painful watch. And I did exactly what you just said. I started to watch and then I clicked off because I don't know. I had to go pluck my leg hairs. I decided that was more important, as you do. But it's just such a diabolical difference between William and Harry's appearance. And, we should say at least that week was Harry's week. This week seems to be Meghan's week. The announcement of her kitchen pivot. It's the MasterChef in Australia, which frankly is not getting a lot of people really excited about it. A lot of people are like, we won't watch. No way. Oh my gosh, what was it? For someone who criticized the royal family and stepped away from their duties, they somehow have no problem using the titles and calling their kids prince and princess. And this goes along with the Times of London saying she's reportedly working on a cookbook, which I don't know. I find it a little odd because the majority of her show is really just repositioning things, taking pretzels out of store-bought bags and putting them into other plastic bags, or arranging fruit or vegetables. And she did have that one pot spaghetti that I mean, maybe during a nuclear winter and that's all I could do, I would do. But what about you, Tom? What do you think about her cooking prowess?
Well, I thought it was, the funniest moment in the whole show was when she just went, "Oh, I hate baking." I mean, it was almost as funny as when she said, "I hate honey." I mean, that was another classic moment, wasn't it? And it's like, okay, somebody really doesn't like you in the edit suite, because if the people who were editing it liked you, they'd have taken out that thing where you made yourself look unbelievably stupid. So that was my general thoughts. But I actually was much more interested to hear from you. How did she manage to get, because you obviously, as all of your fans know, me and Paula worked together years ago at Page Six, and Paula was always doing all the showbiz stuff. How did she manage to get, what is a date? Is like an Emmy like a rubbish thing, like the Hollywood the Golden Globes, or is it a real thing? Or like, how did she get nominated for it? I don't understand. She just said it was a daytime show and there's no one else in that category, or what happened? How could they debase themselves to allow?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Tell us all. That's why I'm really here to hear this.
Because I did write this one piece for News Nation, aka my day job, and how celebrities use awards for damage control, and how, if you just submit, first of all, the submission process is $400, a little write-up and you have to do it for multiple categories. And to be fair, the show was beautifully shot. However, you're not incorrect, because just so we're clear, this were her numbers. You can't really see, but the first season, and I use that term very loosely, the first half of With Love, Meghan got a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anything like that would have immediately been shit canned. Excuse my language. The second one got even lower, 17%. And the holiday celebration, 14%. So yeah, you are right to wonder why and how did this has happened. But the thing is, Netflix is very, very powerful, and they have a lot of marketing dollars, and it's all about marketing and finding the Emmy voters and saying, come on. Now, if she wins, that is a scandal. However, to be fair, a couple of years ago, Kourtney and Kim Kardashian Take Miami were also up for an Emmy. So it's not necessarily about how good it is. It used to be. You and I know this. It used to be a lot more august. Right now, the Emmys are about, can we get someone to watch?
Right.
Anyone, please? Because the numbers do every year. Now, while the daytime Emmys are not always video broadcast, they are noted, they're out there, and they are a lot easier to win, if you will, because you've got talk shows like Sherry's been canceled, like you've got random shows out there that are all nominated. So it ain't hard to nominate. It ain't hard to be nominated. It's a little more difficult to win depending on how many marketing dollars you put behind it, but you're not wrong to be like, wow, this has ruined the Emmy brand. It's almost as if the Emmys have been Sussexed.
I suppose also, I mean, what struck me about it is, and obviously I don't, and it's interesting to hear you talk. So are there two Emmy awards? Is there the Emmys and the daytime Emmys? Are they a separate award ceremony?
Yes, they are.
Right.
So the Emmys, the Emmys are the big time awards that we all used to be like, oh my God, it won an Emmy, Now it's, they won an Emmy. Daytime
Which her father won an Emmy for lighting.
What did?
Did not Thomas Markle win an Emmy for lighting General Hospital?
He did, in fact. He did. He won a daytime Emmy. So
Oh.
the daytime Emmys were
Family tradition.
like father, like daughter, I suppose. All right, you guys, thank you again so much. As promised, a palate cleanser. That's right. It's going to be the dirt bird. Now, little backstory to this. Doug is a glutton. We know this from his roles, but he doesn't just want one of something.
What are you doing?
He wants them all.
What are you doing? You big goose. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what is this? That's a treat ball. Yeah, you better get that.
That kid, he just wants it all. Can you blame him? All right, you guys, thank you again. Like, subscribe, hit the hype. And just know I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow with Eliza Licht as we break down Meghan and her bizarro Emmy nom. All right, take care. Thanks again.